Let's start with regionals. What did it mean to punch that ticket to nationals? I know you both were eyeing that up for the entire season, and to both finish in the top 10 and maybe not have to sweat it out on Sunday, knowing whether you might be in or you might have to wait until that noon deadline.
Well, for me, it was definitely nice to not have to sweat it out this year because last year I was right on the brink, which, yeah, it was definitely not as enjoyable of an experience when I was waiting to find out on Sunday. So it was exciting to know that day and be able to celebrate like both of us after the race.
Yeah, I think I was kind of expecting myself to be in the position where I would be waiting and sort of not know. So I think to just cross the line and then sort of just like immediately be told that I was in was kind of a surreal moment. I was like, oh, it was, yeah, it was fun to be able to celebrate right then and not have to worry about it the next day.
What does it mean to be here this weekend with both of you, not having to do it? Riley just as one of two last year with Max going, and having such a strong bond where you guys where the two of you were high school teammates and obviously have been two of the top point scorers ever since you got to Lewis and Clark.
Well, it's definitely really special that we're able to come here together. For me, I really like cross country because of the team aspect, and so it's definitely makes the experience way more memorable and enjoyable to be able to do it with a teammate, especially one that I've had for so long.
Yeah, I think it was super motivational for me, like throughout our training, starting way back in the summer, to have the idea that I could have the chance to go with her. So just getting to do all our runs and stuff together, that's what I was thinking about. And I was like, oh, that would be such a cool experience to be able to run so long together and then end up at nationals together.
Riley, what was your takeaway from last year's nationals? It's the first time that you had made it to a national championship meet. Weather was not on anybody's side, but also how different is it to run at a national championship meet than even a regional championship meet in terms of the energy and also the quality of competition?
Yeah, we were talking about this on our preview of the course today, but it's definitely a different experience just because there's so many. It's a really big race, and also just like the competition is really high because everyone who's there like qualified. And so I remember from last year just starting and the whole race, I was just surrounded by people because of just the sheer number of people in the race. Um, and so I think that's one thing just to kind of prepare for because a lot of our other races were more separated and either running with just like one or two other people or even on our own for parts of it. So nationals is definitely a different experience from that.
Malia, how much does it help to have Riley's experience doing it herself last year for the first time as a sophomore, giving you some tips so that maybe you're better prepared, even mentally, for a race like this that'll be different than anything you've run in thus far at Lewis and Clark?
It's super helpful to have her kind of paving the way as a leader for me. It's much easier mentally to go into it kind of knowing what to expect and like not to be overwhelmed by the sheer amount of people in the race. Yeah.
How did a race like Dellinger or some of the races where you face really strong D2 competition help you prepare for something, because you don't necessarily see outside of George Fox in the Northwest Conference that high level of competition week in and week out? So how does something like that help you for a national championship meet where you're seeing runners of equal quality to the two of you?
Yeah, I think Dellinger was going to be especially helpful for kind of mimicking the environment of this race just because of how many people are in the race. And I think we both learned from that how to move up through a field and to keep kind of pushing and running your own race, even though like all around you there's so much going on with just all the other different runners and everyone's kind of in their own space. But just learning to keep pushing and get kind of work your way through the masses of runners.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd say that specific meet was super different because I wasn't used to having that many people in front of me, I think, to move throughout the race. So I think that will be helpful tomorrow for moving up.
What are your personal goals for Saturday? In Riley, your second national championship, Malia, your first national championship.
For me, I wasn't super happy with my race at nationals last year, for a number of reasons. So I definitely like to have a more positive experience. Just yeah, I could compete and also just have fun with it and enjoy the experience, and then feel proud of the race that I put together.
Yeah. I'd say my goals are pretty similar. I think the best comparison for me, like competition wise, are sort of people that I already know in our region and conference. So I think my goal is to kind of stay around where I am in that group and compete with those people and the new people that I've never seen before. But I think that's my best gauge in the race.
Well, good luck to both of you on Saturday, and Lewis and Clark will be rooting you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.